Bet you've been fooled by these before, haven't you? I think we all have. Maybe you've spent your money on the overpriced tap water because of other reasons. You were thirsty and it was convenient. We've all drank it before for one reason or another. Here's a secret for you. Bottled water is no better for you than tap water is. In fact, if anything, it's worse for you. Do you see those bottles of water sitting in the grocery store window day in and day out in the beating sun or the freezing cold? According to Annie Leonard from the Story of Stuff project, the weather, the sun mainly, helps the toxins in the plastic deteriorate faster and dissolve into your water. Health Canada explains that even the bottled water companies, apart from the spring water, is nothing more than filtered tap water. Over half the bottled water companies, two examples being Pepsi's Aquafina and Coke's Dasani, are filtered tap water. What's the point? Bottled water companies try to convince you that water in bottles is better for you than your city's tap water. A prime example of this is a campaign that Fiji Water ran in the city of Cleveland. Fiji Water had put up advertisements all over the city claiming that their water was too polluted to drink and convinced the public to buy Fiji Water instead. It worked for a short period of time, but then they started doing their own tests. They found that Fiji water was less clean and lost the taste tests against tap water. Annie Leonard explains that there have been taste tests done across America, and tap water has won almost every time. Also, that they explain that bottled water costs almost 2,000 times the amount of our nearly free tap water from our own kitchens. Not only is bottled water not the most practical use of our hard-earned money, what do you think all that plastic's doing to our environment? Surely it's not all being recycled and turned back into more bottles. According to allaboutwater.com, over half the bottles produced by bottled water companies end up in landfills. Then, of course, right into the incinerator. Plastic is one of the most harmful to our environment when it comes to burning materials. Ever wonder why there's a gaping hole in our ozone layer? There's your answer: plastic. Besides the sheer number of plastic bottles produced each year, the energy required to manufacture and transport these bottles to market severely drains limited fossil fuels. Bottled water companies, due to their unregulated use of valuable resources and their production of billions of plastic bottles, has presented a significant strain on the environment. The Story of Stuff mentioned that they were giving figures of how much oil the plastic bottle industry uses. We could fuel 1 million cars by stopping one factory. Not only is bottled water industry trying to trick the public so they can make millions, they're destroying the planet faster than any other factory in existence. By the extraction of the amounts of oil that can fuel 1 million cars, to the pollution that it creates in the process of making the bottles, it takes more oil to ship the bottles around the world as well. After the bottles reach our home, the pollution doesn't stop there. The disposal. We throw them in the recycle bin, and then they get shipped off to India using even more fuel. And of course, it ends up in someone else's backyard, so it's out of sight, out of mind. The plastic should be recycled into new water bottles, but instead it just gets downgraded and turned into something we're just gonna throw out later. So, if one is choosing only between tap water and bottled water, tap water is plainly the more economical and, in many cases, the healthier choice.